I would like to ask you about time management. And can you tell me your name?
Jeff Peters.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a registered nurse,
How long have you been a nurse?
20 years,
Okay, where did you go to school?
University of Nebraska Medical Center.
Okay, when did you want to become a nurse?
When?
Yes.
Um, about 1998.
Okay, how long did you study
I studied for 4 years.
to become a nurse?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think the best way to manage time? What do you think is the best way to manage time?
Well, you need to set priorities. You need to figure out needs versus wants. Also, to determine, as I said, priorities, but also to set limits on your time. There's only 24 hours in a day. You need to be able to get sleep. You need to be able to eat, ideally exercise. And then there's family considerations you have to deal with, along with time to study or whatever it is that you're doing. So everything has a certain time value and a time limit, and it depends upon what those priorities are. And if your priority is your family versus work, one thing or the other is going to have to take a back seat.
Okay. What would you suggest for everyone who can't spend time on useful things?
Again, it's a matter of priorities. If your priority is playtime, you're not probably going to get as far in life. You have to determine what it is that you want out of life. If it's a career, if it's a education, if it's simply party time, everybody's got their own decisions to make. Those who are successful, they set goals, they have to-do lists, and then they work on that goal so that they can get to that without too many distractions.
Okay. How do you manage time when you have a very busy schedule?
My schedule is very busy. What I do is I have a calendar and I allot time for work. I budget time for exercise. I budget time for family activities. So for me, I am working less than I had in the past because of family issues. There are very few times when people will need to really focus more on their career than their family. But for those people, you do gain certain things, you lose certain things, and you have to figure out what is more important. Again, priorities.
Okay. Do you like being in a rush?
I don't like being in a rush. I try to avoid that, but in my job, that's a lot of what I do. Because there are times like today, I spend 13 hours straight just trying to keep one person alive. And everything is a rush at that point. Try to avoid that from happening if you can by maintaining close contact with the family, with the patient, figuring out what it is that's going on with them, and trying to minimize problems before they occur. When those times happen that you can't avoid that rush, you have to deal with the issues that are most pressing first, and go down on those issues from most important to least important.
I agree. How do you know when to start or stop doing what you are doing and move on to the next?
In my position, it's always safety first. We can be in a big rush, but the main thing is safety. Patient safety first, and then, of course, staff safety as well. We have to, even though we're in a rush, stop for a moment. Make sure that we're doing the right patient. We're doing the right thing for the patient for the right reason. We have 5 rights in medicine: the right patient, the right time, the right dose, the right medication for the right reason. And more medicine is finding that safety, by doing certain checklists, even when you're having a terrible rush like an emergency surgery, you have to stop for a moment and do those safety checks. Otherwise, people can get harmed. So you have to prioritize the safety first for us.
Okay, so what do you recommend for those who can't manage time? Like me.
You have to figure out what it is you want. You need to, first of all, find out what your goal is. Once you know what your goal is, then you have to set little goals in there so that you can make it. You've got a big goal. Well, most people don't know how to get to the big goal in one step. You have to break it down into smaller steps. So my goal, it was to graduate college. Well, how do you graduate college? Well, financial aid, paying for school, getting enrolled in school, what classes I need to take for whatever degree program I'm in. So you figure out where you're going to go to school, if you can be accepted. Making those small goals and putting them on paper or putting it on a computer so you can visualize, see what it is that you want, and make those smaller goals obtainable so that you don't get discouraged. Every little step is one more success. You build on those successes, and then all of a sudden you've got a great big success. So most people don't lose 50 pounds. They can't lose 50 pounds in a week. It's not possible. But they start off by eating a little less. They've got that big goal: I'm going to lose 50 pounds. So they start eating less, they start exercising more, they make better food choices, they do more exercise, they get to a different dress size or pant size, they feel happy, they're able to get into smaller clothes, and then that helps perpetuate their drive for success. Same thing. You need to make those little goals obtainable to reach that big goal.
How do you spend your free time?
Right now, I'm spending my free time with my father, or sometimes with my friends, and I'm also doing work on my home.
Okay, so what else would you like to add, or is there anything I didn't ask you about that what you would like to share?
If
I
you
think I'll
are,
do that over. Okay. What else would you like to add, or is there anything I didn't ask about that you'd like to share?
you should try and budget your time. A lot of people ask busy people to do extra tasks. I've been on many committees for my work, some that I've wanted to do, some that I haven't wanted to do, but was asked to do it. And they tend to go to a lot of the busiest people because they've been shown that they are able to get things done. As I've gotten married with a family, I've broken down and stopped taking as many of those extra tasks because I didn't want to spend as much time at work as I did with my family. So you also need to know when to say no. You have to find out what it is that is a priority for you, what it is that's going to be enjoyable for you or help you in some way. And if it isn't fitting into any of those categories that are important to you, then you need to say no. And that's hard for a lot of people. Also, you need to budget your time. Make a calendar. Some people use a paper calendar or a day planner. I use an electronic calendar on the computer or on my phone that will link up, and I'll program in the days I work, days that I have volunteer activities, times for exercise, times for free time with my friends or family, so that I can get the most done.
Okay, thank you for, how should I say this? What should I say? Should I say thank you for being here today?
That works.
Thank you for, are you sure? Thank you for being here today is okay? So thank you for being,
How about thank you for being here today and sharing your information?
thank you for being here today and sharing your information.
You're welcome.